In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto.
Wow, let's try that again with the mic not muted. We're having some technical difficulties without Miguelito here. Question everything, trust nothing. It's your boy, CryptoKeeper. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. I don't know whether Miguel's going to be here tonight for this episode of What If Wednesday. Now, don't everybody leave all at once. All right, it's going to be okay. I've got I've got a topic tonight that I think you guys are going to enjoy. And here's my here's my big ask of the evening. My big ask of the evening is that you guys would just be super involved in the chat, because at the end of the day, it is going to be just me. So I want to hear from the chat. I want to know that you guys are what you think about what I'm talking about, right? I want you guys to interject. I'm going to be bringing the chat in. So yeah, guys, I appreciate all the support. If it's your first time here on Wednesdays, we do what's called What If Wednesday, and we do a deep dive into essentially some tinfoil hat type of ideas. And so tonight, all right, without further ado, I'm going to let you know what the topic is. Tonight is, what if Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are the mark of the beast? Also, we're going to look at the other side of it. What if they're not? And there's actually some really compelling arguments on both sides as to this, right? So I think it's a really fun topic. I will tell you guys on the front end, right? I am a Christian. I'm a Christ follower, and so this topic for me is incredibly like compelling. And so we're gonna get into it. I don't. We have fun with the conspiracies. Don't take yourself too seriously, guys. I'm not telling you that the world's about to end. We're gonna have some fun tonight. It's gonna be a little bit wacky, a little bit wild, but that's what If Wednesdays are all about. Make sure you guys smash the likes. Make sure you subscribe. Do all the things that YouTube loves and tells. Tell YouTube that you guys enjoy what we got going on here. I hope everybody in the chat is doing well. Everybody on TikTok, hope you are doing well also. Let's get into it. First off, just want to do, before we get into the What If Wednesday, let's do a little market overview and a little bit of market cipher here right quick, and then we'll jump into it. So crypto markets, bada bing, bada boom. Bitcoin up. Let's see. Well, the overall market is at 1.99 trillion, down about 0.53%. So we're sitting pretty flat. Okay. If you've been in the crypto markets for more than a day, you know that 0.53% is absolutely zilch. Bitcoin just passed back up over 44K. It's at up 0.08%. Let's go, baby. On the 7-day, it's down 0.4%. So this last week has been just absolutely just flatline. ETH, same thing, down 0.17%. Tether holding strong at $1, but it's down 0.01%. BNB pretty flat, USDC, XRP. I mean, guys, everything is flat. When Bitcoin's flat, everything's flat. Only thing that I see here in the top 10 that's even moved significantly at all has been Avalanche. Avalanche is one of those projects that we're going to be diving more and more into in the future that I personally really, really like. So that rounds out the top 10. That's what we got going on. Now let's get into let's take a quick little look see at Market Cipher and see what Market Cipher has to say about see what Market Cipher has to say about the market right now. Now I'm on a 4-hour chart right now. Okay. And we have, there's 20 different ways to look at this. But ultimately we have another triangle pattern. We've been talking a lot about triangle patterns in the in our group, in our Debate Crypto Academy. And so ultimately, one of the things, and I'm going to zoom in here with these as we get into these, it's basically, how did we move into this? This is called a continuation pattern. Okay. How do we move into it? We moved into this pattern on the way up. Okay. So we would expect it to break out on the way up. Okay. I've showed these quite a bit. And the last two of our live trades that we've done in our academy, we have DebateCrypto.academy if you guys are looking to get involved. The last two trades, we have been 2 for 2. We've got both of them. So we came in on the upswing, and right now we are kind of ranging Again, this is on a 4-hour ranging in here. And as we get closer and closer to the point here, we would expect, right, statistically, for us to break to the upside. Now, the play here is to break to the upside, drop back down and test, and then take off from there. That's what we're hoping for. RSI is actually at about 51, so no issues there. We're not oversold. We're not overbought. We're sitting pretty daggone flat. MACD sitting pretty flat as well. About to have a little bit of a bullish MACD cross there. And VWAP sitting nice. We got a little bit of volume, a real little bit of volume there. And the let's see, the momentum wave is the money flows up and the momentum wave is actually heading back to the downside. So I won't be surprised if we get a little bit more just kind of choppy pattern here, boop, 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 just like that. So we'll see what happens. But guys, I am looking for a continuation to the upside. So hopefully that has been helpful. Let's get into the What If Wednesday. All right. Before I do that, I want to just check in with the chat. Guys, let's blow it up tonight. Let's have some fun. There's a possibility that Miguel shows up. Okay. I don't know, but it is a possibility. So if he does, let's make sure to give him a round of applause, right? Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. So here we go. So let's talk about Bitcoin's relationship with the mark of the beast theories. Okay. So Bitcoin has been involved in a lot of conspiracy theories. Okay. We've talked about a number of them, but one of them, and this is the one that we're going to talk about tonight, has to do with basically the end of the world, possibly 666, mark of the beast, right? And I think this one's really, really interesting, right? Because since the start of time, right, humans they like to tell tales. Okay. Bitcoin happens to be one of these fun tales to talk about. And I think the main reason is because you have this anonymous founder, right? This anonymous developer that made this software. And whenever you have big question marks as part of a bigger story, it leads to what? It leads to theories. It leads to conspiracy. And it has to. Because why not? That's what humans are programmed for. We're programmed to question, right? With DebateCrypto, it's question everything, trust nothing, right? And that's what we're doing. We're questioning. And so that's why this is What If Wednesday. So this conspiracy is a fun one, right? Some say that, Bitcoin was created by the CIA or another, underground government agency. But ultimately, I want to talk about the tinfoil hat idea of the mark of the beast, right? And we're going to talk about a plus side of it where it could make some sense, and we're going to talk about the other side of it. In between the two, I'm going to jump into the comments, and actually I'll mess around jumping into the comments a couple different times. I'll take some pauses here as well. So don't forget to smash the likes, guys. Let's get into it. So this particular topic, right, is tied to a religious belief based on the Christian ideology, right, of the end of times, right? There is the last book in the Bible is called Revelations, okay? And there's a couple of random people on earth who believe that this digital, right, this digital protocol, right, might be the tool of the Antichrist, right? And essentially it would allow Bitcoin would allow us, if this were correct, to basically purchase food and survive under the devil's rule. Okay, let me pause, right? The other part of this is they'll say the Illuminati has all these tricks and this one's super clever, right? I love Bitcoin. I also love me some Jesus. Okay. And so this one for me is just a fun discussion to be had. But gosh, let me just say on the front end, I really hope that Bitcoin isn't the mark of the beast, because the reality is, if it is, man, I've been supporting some crap. You know what I mean? So, all right, so check it out. So the end of the New Testament, like I told you, is Revelations, and I'm going to read this, right? So Revelations chapter 13, in that section, hold on. I'll bet when you came into Debate Crypto tonight, you didn't think you're going to be hearing a biblical reading, huh? That might be a first, right? Revelation chapter 13. In that section, particularly 13:17, it says that people on earth will have to get a mark on their bodies in order to purchase living necessities. The mark is forced upon everyone from, quote, the great, the small, the rich, and the poor. Now, because society is gravitating towards a cashless, towards everything being cashless, people believe that Bitcoin could be this mark. And here's the quote: "And that no man might buy or sell, save he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." That's Revelations 13:17. So you might be saying, like, how the hell is Bitcoin associated with this mark, right? Well, let's look at it. Biohacking, okay? Microchip implants. Both of those have become incredibly popular trends, right? Some of the people behind these microchip implants have done what? They've put their Bitcoin wallet on the microchip, okay? And in Revelations, it talks about people will receive this mark on their right hand or in their forehead or on their foreheads. People are basically putting together this missing link being Bitcoin and the mark, right? And so I think it's a really interesting theory. We are using technology today for good and for evil. I think we all can agree on that, right? Smash a one in the chat if you think that technology is for the greater good. Smash a two if you think it's for the greater evil, because I think it's a really interesting topic, right? Because at the end of the day, just like anything in life, it has both sides. It's a tale of two cities. You've got the good, you've got the bad, right? And so as this is as it relates to this, Bitcoin solves a lot of problems. You hear us talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum a lot because they're the top two cryptocurrencies. This is What If Wednesday, so this is a little bit different reason. And I want to actually lump in not just Bitcoin, okay? It's not just Bitcoin. I want to lump in all cryptocurrencies, okay? I want to lump in all of them because the reality is we're moving towards that cashless society, right? The news will tell you, "Oh, crypto is bad and it's for money laundering and it does all these terrible things." Oh, freaking horse hockey, right? Do you know the number one asset that is laundered in the world for drugs and other things, human trafficking? Yeah, the US dollar. That's just a fact. That's not speculation. That's a freaking fact. What is the most untraceable thing ultimately to be able to, that on planet Earth that is an exchange of value? Yeah, the dollar, right? And so as we move digital, let me see, we got one, two, one, one, two, one, one. I think most people are saying that it's being used for good, right? But Kryptonon says, and I want to pull this up real quick, and this kind of ties in here, right? Technology will be our downfall. And so I think that a lot of people believe this. I think that a lot of people see that technology has all of these great things that it can do, but what also can it do? It can be used for bad. So people start implanting these chips. These chips go into their hand and it has their Bitcoin address. How convenient. How convenient, right? Let me take a sip of my coffee. It's very convenient to have, like, think about it. Okay, I walk into the store. Okay, I walk in, and what did it go? Okay, I'm 37 years old. It used to be a lot of people would carry cash. Now we're kind of moving away from that, right? It went from cash to writing checks to swiping cards, right? And when it was like the credit card machine, like and it would like imprint your card, and your card wouldn't get charged for like a few days. You could float checks back then. We've moved farther and farther towards this cashless society. Why? Because of technology and because of speed and because nobody can wait for anything anymore. So think about how easy it would be to walk into the store and you buy whatever you want, right? It's like the Amazon store. They've got the Amazon stores. I think they've got one in New York City. They've got some, they've got them in other places too. But you walk in and you walk out. You don't see a cashier. You don't see anybody. You just walk in and you walk out. Well, how does that work, right? Well, your phone, right? Your phone has your Amazon like ID attached in it, right? Like, if you think you have any privacy now with your phone anyway, that's a freaking joke, right? You don't. Okay, don't think you're going to commit any crimes and have your cell phone with you and get away with it, right? Not happening. Okay. And so if they have the ability to do that, now let's see, we just implant it in our hand. And then, you walk into the store, you walk out, boop, see ya. Don't even have to stop. Don't have to have cashiers. Takes away, people that the stores have to pay for. It takes away, extra workers, extra money that they have to pour in, and it's convenient. And then you're at a party, right? And your buddy buys, the beer, and you guys meet up. And you're like, oh, hey, thank you very much. You guys go to dap up, but before you dap up, you tap palms, boop, right? I know this sounds crazy, but what's happening? Boop, exchange of value, right? Bitcoin to Bitcoin. Now, I will say, for me, I will not be putting a microchip with my wallet inside of my hand for the reason that I am a Christian, and I do, for me, believe that would be just right in my face, like making a decision to be a part of the end of of time and in that evil society. But the reality is we are moving towards it. And so many people would argue, hey, Bitcoin fulfills this prophecy. Okay, let me check in with the chat. We've got a whole bunch of chat going on here. I want to make sure not to leave you guys behind. Super chats are on as well. I actually saw Heidi, as always. Heidi, we love you. Heidi's in the Debate Crypto Academy. Heidi says, I will not comply. Well, I don't know what you're not complying with, but if you think you're not going to comply with your creator, I have news for you. That might be a little bit difficult, but I guess we'll see depending on what you're not going to comply to. But okay, so we were talking about the technology, good, bad. I just want to get into the chat a little bit here. All right, so Sandman's always got good stuff to say. Even though right now it is attempted to be corrupted and manipulated in the short term. Hold on, even though, did you say, Sandman said, I would like to believe good, even though right now it's attempted to be corrupted and manipulated in the short term. Yeah, man. I mean, short term, long term, there's going to be good, bad. I guess we'll see what it ends up. I guess it's see what it ends up. Here's a whole another what if Wednesday topic. Isn't ETH the evil pyramid symbol? Heidi, I actually have never heard that. I'm going to have to look into that further. But again, could be a what if Wednesday type of a talk there. Preparing for war says tech is neutral. It's nothing but a tool, like a gun used for good or evil. Dude, I couldn't have said that better myself. You are so correct. It is a tool that can be used for good or evil. I love it. 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 So at any event, going farther into this, ultimately we have the technology to do what is basically being talked about in the Bible. Okay. So it's there. That ability is there. We absolutely right now could live that out. We could put chips in our hands, right? Chip in our forehead, I guess, if we wanted to get crazy, and then we could just headbutt each other. Okay, good dad joke there. But ultimately, we could do that, and we're there. And so people would tell you, well, wait a minute. We've got now cashless society. Everybody needs this to transact. Boom, bam, slam. Hey, here we are. Is Bitcoin that mark of the beast? Now, here's where it gets interesting, though. Okay, because here's the other side of it, right? So there's people in these same religious circles, right, that think that the theory of Bitcoin or the mark of the beast actually might be the exact opposite. And I think this is just as interesting. So stick with me, right? So there's an exact opposite to this, right? So one of the key elements of the mark of the beast is to be able to prevent those that refuse to take the mark from buying and selling. Well, Bitcoin is what? Decentralized, right? Which would hypothetically prevent that control. So let me say that again. One of the key elements of the mark of the beast, or the idea of the mark of the beast, is that they would be able to prevent those that refuse to take the mark from buying and selling. Well, Bitcoin is decentralized at its very core, at its nature. So theoretically, that would prevent the control. And it goes much further. It goes way further than that. And we're going to get into it. So, all right. Let me tell you because not everyone agrees with either side of this, right? But let me tell you why, like some key reasons why people could argue the other side of that, that Bitcoin's mark of the beast, or that Bitcoin is not the mark of the beast, or an instrument of biblical prophecy, if you will. Okay, number one, just spoke about it. Bitcoin is a decentralized currency. Biblical advocates claim that Bitcoin would become a one world currency used to gain control over the global economy. Bitcoin, however, does support seamless cross-border transactions, but it faces regulatory challenges that will continually impact its applications and value over time, or so they would have you think, right? But Bitcoin is that decentralized currency, right? It's, as of now, not subject to any hard, fast, centralized laws or influences. That's how it is right now, right? We have it spread. We have the hash rate spread all over the world. And, that's how it is right now. Not to say that it will always stay like that, but that's how it is right now. Okay. So Bitcoin's decentralization at its very core kind of eliminates some of the control of people, as it was written in the Bible, of the people not taking the mark, not having the ability. Now, the pushback on that could also be, well, if we were to move, and I'm saying Bitcoin, but I really just mean crypto in general. If we moved to a full on society where you needed whatever the digital currency is, and for whatever reason, the government made laws, the government's loving, pushing people around nowadays. If they made some laws that said, hey, you have to have it on you at all times, this, that, and the third, boom, bam, slam, it makes it a lot easier. I could see people saying, well, it's literally just a little piece of rice under my skin, no big deal, I'm going to do that. So just a thought, but decentralization is the first one. Second one, and this one's kind of interesting. Blockchain, right? So Bitcoin obviously runs on blockchain. That blockchain does what? It keeps records of, all these transactions, these encrypted blocks. There's a lot of people that say that the blockchain will increase in size as Bitcoin continues to gain popularity. Okay. Right now, I think the blockchain's like a gigabyte in size, something like that. So that could grow to, let's say, a terabyte over time in the future. So basically, one of the arguments made is that experts would say that it wouldn't work for a global currency because it has scalability issues, right? And also volatility issues, right? Which is rapid price growth. Okay, growth, and depletion. So those are two other reasons why people would say, well, it can't actually hold up as a world currency, a one world currency, that new world order, that of biblical proportions, right? And ultimately, let's be real, right? Right now, the US dollar is the world reserve currency, right? Virtual currencies are obviously gaining traction. I mean, it's not even a question. El Salvador just made Bitcoin legal tender, and there's going to be others that are going to follow suit, right? But Bitcoin has destabilized the US dollar, I think, on many occasions, and I think it'll continue to do that in the future, right? But as of right now, the US dollar is still the global reserve currency, and that's what people, quote unquote, say at least that they trust, or that's at least on paper what they trust. And as of right now, the population of the world are going to accept a US dollar anywhere before they're going to accept a cryptocurrency, right? The other part is that biblical prophets would tell you that, or I guess they like some of the prophecies kind of hint that the world with a single currency controls the entire global economy. And so you've got Christians that think that Bitcoin could be that ideal currency to fulfill that need. But because it doesn't have that central entity, because it is decentralized in nature, because it has high volatility, there's a lot of people that would argue, wait a minute, it really can't fulfill all of those different things, right? So I don't know. I think it's just a really interesting I think it's a really, really interesting thing to take a look at. All right? So chat. Let me jump in here. Let me jump into the chat and see what we got going on. Let's see here. We got. Hey guys, while I'm looking at this, smash the likes. Make sure you guys subscribe. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate you guys being here. It's a little bit more fun on a What If Wednesday to go back and forth with. Oh, did I leave one of the? Yep. I left one of the quotes up there. It's a little bit more fun to go back and forth with Miguel, but he had an appointment tonight, so it is what it is. Kryptonon makes a really good point here. Look what our government does with our technology. They can be helping so much, but we kill for greed. And I agree with that, right? I absolutely agree with that 100%. We are moving towards though these cashless, stores. Just the society as a whole is moving towards this place, right? And so I just think it's something very interesting to think about. What if we do move full on into that and you are forced to have, your wallet with you, your crypto wallet with you at all times? I just think it bears it at least we should at least have the conversation, right? But like Sean says, I think Bitcoin is actually a way to fight against the beast. The beast would be centralized to prevent people from purchasing without its mark. Bitcoin is decentralized, which fights that. And that's exactly what I was talking about, Sean. Sean, bro, again, as always, bro, thank you for all your support, bro. But that absolutely is what I was kind of getting at, right? You have this centralized figure. You have the beast, the devil, Satan, call him whatever you want to call him, right? That will come in a mysterious way. He will not just come as like this huge, awful, flaming, no, it's going to be somebody in society that has a lot of power, somebody that a lot of people actually really like. It's not going to come as, and it talks about that in the Bible. It's not going to come as you may think. A lot of people think of the devil, coming back, or the devil coming to earth. And the reality is, the devil is all around us, a lot, but God is greater, God is good, and he will prevail. That being said, the devil is a lie, right? I think Heidi said that earlier. The devil is a lie. The devil is a liar, and the devil will trick, manipulate, steal, and kill. And ultimately, he can do that in many different ways. And one of those is to show up as, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Excuse me, that coffee's really hot tonight. So yeah, I think that decentralization does fight against that, right? And I think that it's, that's kind of the main other side of it. I don't know. I wish I had Miguel on here because I'd love to hear his thoughts on this. I came up with this evening and was like, yeah, you know what? That'd be a fun thing to talk about. But I'd just love to hear his thought on it. So final thoughts on that. And actually, I want to just talk to the chat for a second before we cash out. It's going to be a little bit of a short night tonight. Basically, that there's two sides to this. One side would say, hey, listen, we're moving towards a cashless society. Everyone can use this. We have the technology to do it. People are implanting chips in their hands as it is. They are putting their Bitcoin wallets on there. Boom, bam, slam. Here we are. The other side of it says, hey, listen, the beast is when the beast is here. Part of what Revelation says is that those that deny the mark will not be able to buy goods and services, right? Well, I don't know how that's actually going to happen when you have a decentralized asset such as Bitcoin. So there's a couple of sides to it, but hopefully, you guys had a little bit of fun with it. I actually love what Casey just said. It says, sounds like the government. And Casey, I'm assuming that you said sounds like the government as it relates to a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I would 100% agree with you. There is just so much going on that's just not what it's not what it appears to be, right? It's not what it feels that it should be. And I want to tell you guys on the tail end of this, as we kind of start to wrap things up, you guys, and I have some announcements to make too, so don't jump out yet. I want to give you guys just a little food for thought. When we say nothing, we say a lot. And if there are things that are going on in society that you don't agree with, and it could ultimately be detrimental to yourself, to your children, to your friends, to your family, to your neighbor, to somebody you don't know, to just people, because we should love people, we need to be able to stick up. Right? We need to be able to not to stick up. Don't stick them up. No, to stand up. We need to be able to stand up and say, no, this is wrong. Enough is enough. And so I guess I just want to challenge people to kind of, say a prayer tonight. We've been talking about the Bible tonight. I want to throw that out there. Say a prayer tonight. God, what do you want from me? What do you want me to do? How can I play a part in this beautiful thing we call life in our future moving forward? And I think that's really, really, really important. Big announcement, guys. Check it out. If you are going to the Bitcoin conference, hold on a second. Bobby, are you in the house? Bobby, drop a smiley face in the chat if you are in here. If you're not in here, I'm going to be very sad because I wanted you to hear this here first. So I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to drop a comment in the chat. If you are here, Bobby. I wanted Bobby to hear it first. If not, well, then I guess I'm just going to have to message her privately and let her know that way. But ultimately, there is a Bitcoin conference coming up. It is April 6th through the 9th. Okay. There's lots of different options. It's down in Miami of Florida, right? I am freaking pumped for this. There's a bunch of the influencers that are going. Miguel and I are going to be there. We're going to have a camera person with us at least for part of the time, taking some video. We're going to be doing I can't really announce what we're going to be doing, but we're going to be having some fun while we're there. We're going to go out. We're going to be, I'm going to the beach. Guys, if you want to come have some fun, come down to Florida. And here's the kicker. Tickets are not cheap, right? They're not. They're not inexpensive. But if you type in all caps, debate crypto, right? Debate crypto, all together, all caps, debate crypto. That is your discount code for 20% off. Now, 20% off ultimately amounts to, I think the smallest package. Well, I think the smallest package is actually just like the music fest. But ultimately there is just the general admission, I think, is $7.99. So, 20% off, 1/5 of $800, you know what I mean, is $160 off. So that would give it to you for, $660 or $640 as opposed to $800. I think it's $7.99. You have to double check that. But it is the Bitcoin conference. It's going to be fun. There are a ton of keynote speakers there. Michael Saylor is going to be there. I think Mark Cuban's going to be there. Mr. Wonderful. Like all of the big names that in the crypto space, and then some. And then a bunch of the influencers are going to be there. I'm going to be there. Miguel's going to be there. Looks like, I think my buddy Mac Lorden, I think, is going to be there. I'm not sure. I think Meg wants to come. I'm not positive if she's going to be able to come. We're hoping she's going to be able to come. I think Blockchain Boy, Wendy, Mac and Cheesy. Listen, a whole bunch of the people that maybe you follow on TikTok and or over here are going to be there, and I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to have some fun. We're going to go out on the beach. We're going to go out and have some fun. I don't know. Go out to a nightclub or something. I don't know. But if you want 20% off, all caps, debate crypto. Actually, here, let me put it up right here. Bada bing, bada boom, and there it is. Just like that. That's your 20% off. So hopefully that helps. Hey, John, I want to say thank you. Appreciate that. I said this show should have so much more viewers. These guys are great. Should we pump debate crypto in the same way we pumped Frankie Candles hey, listen, John, I appreciate you, brother. That's very much appreciated. Frankie Candles is a good dude over on BitBoy Crypto. I definitely love Frankie Candles, and BitBoy's been really good to me, so I support his entire channel. BitBoy's going to be down there. I talked to Ben earlier today. He's going to be down there, of course. And yeah, so everybody is going to be there. What is this? Debate Crypto. Ripple helping to set up the CBDCs. SEC preventing most from onboarding before they're launched in an interoperable way. Good idea for most to have insurance, in my opinion. Listen, I like XRP just as much as the next person, right? Except unless you're Miguel, right? I've held XRP for a long time now, and I believe that I'm going to I know I'm going to do really well on it because I bought it incredibly cheap. But there is the possibility that XRP will literally be the what's the word I'm looking for? the gold standard, if you will. I hate to use the word gold for this, but basically get the stamp of approval from the SEC after getting smacked on the hand, and they obviously take a bunch of money from them, right? That's ultimately the goal here. Get as much money as we can. We know we can't actually follow through with this. We know we can't actually say that they're non-compliant security. That's not going to happen, right? They're going to get fined. It's going to be the biggest fine probably ever. And then we're going to move forward and get it rocking. We're going to see some price action absolutely rip. So guys, listen, Ryan is correct. It is the nerd convention, and Ryan, your boy, the king of the nerds, is going to be there. And I'm excited to I'm excited to do it. So use our code DebateCrypto, all caps. We will be there, and we look forward to possibly meeting you guys. So, Crypto fam, again, question everything, trust nothing. We love each and every one of you. If nobody's told you that before today, Crypto fam, until next time, hodl like it's hot.